kind of daunting at first, but it's pretty easy once you get into the flow of it. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really love this time together because I try to make these interactive. I do want you to be active in chat. And if you have questions, I'm going to be looking over at chat while we're having the webinar, and I want to be able to answer your questions in real time. This is an opportunity to have us work together. And the topic today is using AI for your marketing and content creation. And that is something that really every business owner I talk to today is asking. It's new, but it's really how we're going to be using our tools for marketing is what I'm going to be focusing on today. So before we jump in, I really have to share with you my favorite thing about SCORE, and that is their free, no cost mentoring. I had a SCORE mentor when I started my business. It set me on the right path. There were so many questions I didn't even know to ask, and to have somebody who understands where you are in your business, no matter where you are in your business, free, no cost. They're very, very smart people who are SCORE mentors, and I am eternally grateful. So let me show you a video, and you can hear from real SCORE mentor and an AI version, because AI is something that is just on the forefront of everything for business, and I love that SCORE is embracing that also.
Starting or growing a business can feel exciting, confusing, and overwhelming, sometimes all in the same day. And today there are more tools than ever to help. You can ask AI for a checklist, a marketing idea, or a quick answer. But your business is not just a checklist. It is your time, your money, your dream, and your future. That is why a real human mentor still matters. A SCORE mentor can listen to your goals, understand your challenges, and help you think through what makes sense for your business. From the first spark of an idea to writing a business plan, improving your marketing, understanding your numbers, managing growth, and planning what comes next, SCORE is here to walk alongside you. Mentoring is available at no cost, no pressure, no sales pitch, just experienced guidance, practical advice, and a relationship built around helping you succeed.
It doesn't matter where you're at in your business journey, whether you're starting, you're growing, or you're a mature business. Every company has a unique set of opportunities and challenges. SCORE mentors are here to help you think out these issues, develop a solution, and implement that solution.
You do not have to build your business alone. Request your free SCORE mentor today. With SCORE, your success story can start with one conversation.
As I said, I had my SCORE mentor really set me on a great path to move forward with business. If you want my best tips on a semi-regular basis, I'd love to have you sign up for my newsletter. I send out sometimes just random bits of encouragement, but really things that I'm testing out, I'm playing with, that I think are interesting but might not be quite ready for a full webinar yet. You will be getting a copy of the slides and the presentation itself, so you can always just scan the QR code. I'd love to have you sign up. So what this session is about, it's about how I use AI and Canva, ChatGPT and Canva for myself, for my business, and for my clients. So my business these days is we're called content creators, and digital marketing is really what I do, as I said, for myself and my clients. A lot of clients I'll have consultations with on this very topic. So think of this hour today as if we're working together, and my time is for you. I'm going to keep looking over at chat, and I will be trying to answer as many questions as I can that come up in chat. I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I'm Ronnie Ramos, and on most other social media, I'm under my business name, which is Harmony 3 Productions. So I want you to think about AI as tools for you to use to help you with your marketing. So to help you move from just random posting to really being able to come up with a content system for your business. I'm going to talk about how you can train AI for your tone and your audience and position you as a leading expert in your field. So using the things that you already know to share that as really valuable content. And I want you to learn how easy it is for you to repurpose the content that you've already spent the time and effort on, to really be able to repurpose that strategically. And most important, using AI in a way that really sounds like you. So I see a couple of questions here. So one is saying, what program was used to create the avatar for the SCORE promo video? Well, thank you for asking. So my company, we made that video. So I know exactly how it was done. There's a couple of, and we're not diving into that, although I do a SCORE webinar on those tools, but I'll give you a brief overview because I think it's exciting. I think it's cool. And I'm going to show you another one in just a minute too. Basically, I start with either a short video of the person, or you can go from a still. Now, for Amin, I did have short video content of him, right? So that's the basis for building your avatar. Then I used a tool called HeyGen, Heygen, that builds the avatar. I have had him record his voice, and then I take it into Canva, which is one of the things that we'll be showing today, to create the video, put in the lower thirds, and make the scenes. All of the scenes are created with other AI tools, and there is Karen Boyd, you saw her, she is a real person. So we mixed in a real SCORE mentor, and Amin is a real person, but to showcase the new tools that are out there, and the fact that, having a SCORE mentor, they know all about this stuff. And if they don't, there's somebody in their SCORE mentor network who can help you. So again, highly recommend a mentor. So the big idea here is that AI is not your brand voice. And your brand voice, when I say that, that's how your business is perceived online, whether it's talking on a video or you're writing content for your newsletters or your website. AI is a tool that responds to the direction that you give it. If your inputs are vague, your outputs are going to feel vague. If your direction is clear, your content's going to be much more useful and more consistent and more aligned with your business. AI is really fast, but fast is not the goal here. Fast content that feels bland and kind of generic, it doesn't help your brand. The goal is not just speed. The goal is for AI to help you create for your business content that's useful and consistent and really recognizable as your brand. AI works best when it helps you get unstuck, organize ideas. Absolutely a time saver. Repurposing that content, I can't tell you what a time saver that is, and to maintain that consistency. I love that it enables me to say goodbye to a blank page. I don't know about you, but me looking at a blank page is just, it's daunting. I think it's because there's so many options. I like to be able to brainstorm, and I use ChatGPT for that. And using that with Canva, no more bottlenecks, right? You can really make that content on a regular basis and really have a system in place for that. Now, today my examples are going to be in ChatGPT, but any AI tool that you're using, I'm giving you best practices. So anything I'm talking about, you can apply to whatever AI tool you are using to help with your content. I use it to generate first drafts, right? Whether it's for blog posts or captions, video scripts. And I use it as a brainstorming partner that's always with me, and I can bounce ideas off of. Then I leverage Canva's pre-built templates, and their templates are amazing. They're built by graphic designers who are very, very talented. And if you're not a graphic designer, if you don't mess with them too much, your stuff's going to look great. It enables you to really visualize those ideas that you work with ChatGPT into something that you can actually post. It allows you to shift from what should I say to how fast can I share this? And I love that it makes it easier. And I always use the term easier, not easy, because let's be truthful, there's a lot of things that we have to do as business owners, and marketing and content for social media is one of them, but that is not typically your main job. So I want to make that easier for you. It is still not easy. It's a lot to do, but there are ways, shortcuts, tools that you can use to take some of that stress off. You can set it up one time in Canva. You can create branded templates and color palettes and components that you can use for that visual consistency. And AI guided tone in ChatGPT. And this is where it comes, where you are going to give ChatGPT information about your business so that it can, maybe you need to tweak those drafts a little bit each time, but they will get better and better, and you will be the driver. I want you to be the final say on anything it gives you. I never want you to take anything that AI generates just as face value and send it out. It can make mistakes. They call it hallucinations. It can be wrong on a lot of things. And if you don't watch for that, people will notice. So always you review everything, and absolutely you put your own experience and expertise on anything that it generates for you. And if you're working with a team, using something like Canva can make it easier for your whole team to stay consistent and look like your brand. I see, is it Karma has a question. They're wondering what could happen with licensing with AI. So not exactly sure what you're referring to. If you want to make that a little bit more clear in chat, but there's a couple of things to think about licensing with anything that you're using online. If you didn't create it, you got to make sure that you have the correct license to use it for your business. That means images that you get from the web, right? You can't just like copy and paste something. Music, you can't just use something from your music library. You're a business. You have to be your own best advocate for your business. And that means reading the fine print on everything that you're using, all of these tools that are out there. And there's so many. Read the fine print. You want to make sure that you are licensed to use the content for your business, the commercial licensing. And I know it's just not your favorite thing probably to read the fine print on everything, but you need to do that for your business. In terms of creating something in AI, say images, my understanding is that nothing that AI creates, I don't think that you create using a tool is able to be copyrighted. But that might not be the question. Let's see, licensing in terms of, do you own what you create using ChatGPT? I believe, and again, you'd have to do your own research, that you cannot copyright things that you create using AI, that AI things are not copyrightable. Now, if we're talking visuals, that makes sense. You might be talking about content. That would be something that you might have to do a little more research on. But one thing to keep in mind, anything that you give AI to work with, I'm very careful with. Do not give it anything that is proprietary or has client information on it, or anything that is not like public facing already out there online. Because again, you've got to read those terms of service for whatever you're using. Is it using your material to train on? Can it use your material for advertising? Some of them, especially some of the newer video generating AI tools, say they have that permission. So again, eyes open on anything you use. That being said, do I use these tools? Absolutely. Am I careful with what I upload? Absolutely. And do I read that fine print? Yes. So I can't imagine not using these tools, but I do use them with my eyes open, and I'm careful with what I upload to them. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, let's see, one more question here. Even if you use images that AI creates in a video that you create and edit yourself, can this be copyrighted? In other words, the whole video. that is more of a legal question. I am not an attorney. So that would be a question that like a intellectual property attorney would need to answer on that. It's an excellent question, but yeah, I'm definitely not an attorney. All I can do is say these are things that you should think about, and absolutely that would be a good one to think about. I see another question. Thank you so much for everybody being active in chat. You can use AI to read the fine print and summarize. Absolutely. And I have absolutely done that. I will, if I see a tool that I want to use, I will ask ChatGPT to read the terms of service and let me know what it's asking me to give up and, you know, allow them to use. And it has been very, very helpful. So thank you for that point. Okay. I love this idea. Content in hours, not days. You can generate your drafts and your brainstorming with ChatGPT so fast. It's moments. It's remarkable. You can go from your idea to a first draft in minutes, even less than minutes, and not hours. You can design with Canva's Magic Design and create beautiful visuals with AI-powered design right there in Canva. And Canva is always adding new things every time you turn around. You might wonder, why is there a little doggy in the lower right corner here? Well, I went the wrong way here. This little doggy, look, he turns around. This is a 3D object that is generated in Canva itself. So they are adding new tools all the time. You can repurpose content. I'm a big one on repurposing and reusing your content because chances are you've put a lot of time and energy into it. Let's get a lot of mileage out of it. You can create your content, adapt it for whatever other platform you want to use, and publish it wherever your audience is. And it really enables you to publish that high quality content consistently on a regular basis because, again, it's going to be easier than it has been in the past. See another question. What AI tool do I recommend to create videos from text? There are a lot of them out there. Again, it's not going to be the focus today, but I'll tell you some that I've used. So you may have heard a brand new one that's only been available to the public for about a month and a half is Seedance. I believe it's Seedance. And right now, in terms of quality, that's pretty much the gold standard that I've been using. But it's got one of those really kind of scary terms of service saying that, you know, they're going to train on your content and that they can use it pretty much for whatever they want to promote. Yeah, I would make sure that you read that very, very carefully and you're comfortable with using it, but it does a pretty darn good job, text to video. It's amazing. Okay, now there's a couple of phases to what we're going to be talking about today. So the first one is that content generating, the ideas. What's that content going to say? So this is where I use ChatGPT. But again, you can use any, you know, there's Manus, there's Claude, there's Perplexity, anything, any AI tool. Again, these are best practices. Begin by clearly defining the goal for that particular piece of content and who your audience is, right? Then I use it to generate drafts and create that first draft with me based on, maybe I'm just giving it an outline. Maybe I'm just giving it rambling. I want to do this. I kind of want to focus on that. It can understand that. It can clarify that. And you can refine your voice with that. Review and edit what ChatGPT or whatever AI you're using gives you. Review that output, and you're who is going to add that human touch and that strategic depth to that content. The next phase is the Canva phase. So you're going to select your Canva template for whatever it is. They have a great video editor in there. There's video templates, templates for newsletters, templates for social media posts, flyers, whatever you want, there's templates. And the beauty, I think, of the templates is that they're proportioned for where you want it to go. A video for TikTok is a long, skinny, vertical video. typically for your homepage or a YouTube video, they're horizontal. All you have to do is put in search what you want to create, and there it will give you templates for it. How I pick my template is I like it for whatever reason. Doesn't have to have anything to do with my business, doesn't have to have anything to do with my colors or what it says, because I can customize whatever I want to do. I can customize in Canva itself. So when I pick a template, it's just something that I like, that visually speaks to me at that moment for what I want to work on, and then I can customize it. You can polish using Magic Write in Canva itself, which is kind of their version of ChatGPT. Personally, I make my content in ChatGPT and then just copy and paste that into Canva, but Canva does have its own section with a lot of AI tools. What I'm going to be talking about today is making ChatGPT really kind of understand your brand. At this point today, it's not as easy. I don't think you can do as good a job if you're trying to do that in Canva itself. So I do use the two separate tools, and I use them together. And then you can elevate your design with images and icons, your brand colors, and then publish them. They look very, very professional and beautiful. All right. So why does a lot of content out there feel generic? Well, let's look at my AI avatar, tell you exactly why. If your AI content keeps sounding a little too generic, the problem may not be the tool. It may be the setup. Whether you're using ChatGPT, Claude, Manus, Canva, or another AI tool, it needs context before it can create content that actually sounds like your business. That means giving it your brand voice, your audience, your services, your tone, your favorite phrases, even words you don't want to use. Think of it like onboarding a new assistant. The better the background, the better the content. I've been helping business owners think through this process so their AI tools can become more useful, more consistent, a lot less copy and paste robot. If you're curious about building a brand persona for your own business, DM me for more info. So that's AI Ronnie. That is from a still image. I use the same tool that I talked about earlier, HeyGen, and it makes the hand motions from a still image. That's crazy good. And things are only getting better in terms of that quality. It's going from good to great quality. So I get a lot of questions like, can my business use an avatar? Well, it depends on your business. If your business is relying on that personal connection with your clients or customers, probably not. You need to be connecting with them, whether it's you on video or you in person. That personal connection on a lot of types of industries is integral, and probably an avatar is not the right place for that. But for me, I'm in marketing, right? There's so many ways that other types of companies could use an avatar. But again, you have to decide whether it's a good representation of what your brand is. All right. What do you give AI up front, right? Because you need to train the AI you're using a lot, who your business is. So I want you to think about an easy way to do this. And you're going to get copies of these slides. Start compiling this stuff. Make like a business description and what your services and products are. Put that onto a document. It can be a PDF, it can be a Word doc. And then what's your target audience and your tone preferences? Give it some sample messaging and maybe your website copy, some social media posts if you like them, phrases you use often and phrases that you never want it to use. Again, think of this as onboarding a new assistant. So give AI examples of you at your best. Maybe it's your website homepage copy. Maybe it's emails that you've written that you thought, oh, this was really good. Social posts that performed really well, your sales copy, your brand statements, webinar descriptions, video scripts, AI can learn patterns if you're giving it real examples. Because the goal here right now is to let the AI you're using understand you, who you are, so it can give you content that really sounds like you. So when you're working with AI, after you've told it who you are, you're going to give it a prompt, right? And so think of this as just a little framework that you could use for prompts. And you can type in anything for your prompt and work with AI, but this just gives you kind of a general, easy prompt version. Act as a marketing assistant for whatever your type of business is. Write for, tell it what your target audience is. The goal is tell it what the specific outcome is. Use a tone that is, tell it what tone words you want, and tell it what phrases to avoid. And then this is important. Tell it how you're going to format that response. What are you going to use it for? Is it a post, an outline, email caption, a video script? Tell it what you're going to use it for. You also want to tell it that, hey, there's some guardrails here. Maybe you don't want to use emojis or hashtags. Definitely tell it, don't sound salesy or overpromise. It will overpromise a lot. So watch that, because what if it's overpromises something that you can't adhere to? That's why you have to read everything that it's giving you. You could tell it, don't use corporate jargon, keep the sentences short and use plain language. Maybe you tell it to end with a soft call to action. Those guardrails help protect the quality of the output that it's going to give you. So here's an example that I'm going to show you. So an example prompt. So you're going to give it key points. Act as a marketing assistant for a boutique financial consulting firm. You could, insert whatever your business is, serving growth-focused business owners. Write a post for small and mid-sized business leaders. The goal is to encourage smarter planning around hiring. Use a tone that's confident, clear, warm, practical. Tell it to avoid hype and jargon and generic business cliches. Keep it concise and conversational. That's going to perform a lot better than if you just said, write me a post about hiring. So I typed that into, somebody said, where are you putting these key points in? Is it creating clone of yourself in AI? So I'm going to show you where I put the key points. I'm going to go into ChatGPT in just 1 minute. I just want to show you the example. And is this creating a clone of yourself? No, I'm talking about ChatGPT today, which is not cloning you. It is learning about your business so that when it gives you text, right, it is not, just grabbing random generic things about your industry. It's really understanding your own business. It is not cloning you. It is not creating an avatar of you. Okay, so remember, this was the prompt I put into ChatGPT. And I said, make it 250 words for this webinar, for the newsletter, because if you're writing a blog post, you're going to want it to be longer than 250 words. But just for this example, I wanted it short. Smarter hiring starts before the job posting. And it gave me a wonderful little blog post. That's great. Then I wanted to be able to repurpose it. So I can say, I want a LinkedIn post. I want an Instagram caption. I want a video script. AI can help adapt that same idea. And I start with the long form, whether it's a blog post or a LinkedIn article, or even just a long form video script. Start long, because then you can always cut it down. And when I say cut it down, I work with AI. It's got this long form content, and then I want to have it make smaller things. So remember, we had the long form blog, 250 words, and I'm actually going to show you me asking it for shorter things. But what would those shorter things be about? Well, if you think about having a weekly content structure, you could ask it for these types of posts. Remember, you got your long blog one. What about a teaching post, behind the scenes, case studies, personal insight? And you can actually structure it so these are the type of posts you make on these days of the week. Do you have to post 5 days a week? No. I said earlier, we're all business people, and maybe we're not content creators. Maybe we're not influencers who do have to post every week. If you can post once a week, I applaud you. Just be consistent with it. If you can post 2 or 3 times a week, that's great. Just be consistent with whatever you say you're going to post, because the algorithms, they love that consistency. So I had it take that long blog post that I showed you, we created from the prompt that I showed you. And I said, Monday, I want a teaching post, Tuesday, perspective, Wednesday, a FAQ post. So this is the exact steps that I would do for myself or one of my clients. So I'm going to show you the example for Wednesday. That was a FAQ post. Remember, the blog post was on hiring. So the FAQ, frequently asked question, how do I know if my business is ready to hire? Start by asking a few practical questions. So it gives you the headline. That's what you would put on the visual post that you would make in Canva. And then the rest of it, that's the description you put along your social media post when you're posting it. So I took that headline, how do I know if my business is ready to hire? I used a template in Canva, customize it with the colors that I wanted, the image that I wanted. And then the rest of the text is going to go as the description in the social media post when you post it. All right. Then for examples for a carousel post, same thing. Before you hire, look at the work. I said, I want a carousel post based on that content. So again, I'm repurposing that blog content in multiple different ways. Carousel posts right now are doing pretty well on Instagram and on LinkedIn. So if you haven't tried a carousel post, you might want to try that. All right. So I also asked it for Friday. Remember on our schedule, we said Friday could be a soft call to action, an invitation to connect. So I asked it based on what we were talking about earlier, a 15 to 30-second video script. Are you a business owner making growth decisions that don't always have easy answers? And then I thought, oh, I'm going to tie that into SCORE, because SCORE has a CEO forum that even a lot of people don't know about. So give me a script based on the fact that I want a short little video, but tied to the SCORE CEO forum. It gave me the script and I made the video in Canva. Are you a business owner making growth decisions that don't always have easy answers? The SCORE CEO Forum gives business owners a confidential setting to connect with other leaders who are facing similar challenges. It's not a networking mixer, it's a peer advisory conversation. Are you interested in learning more about the CEO Forum? Let's connect today. So that is AI person, right? Again, in the tool that I was talking about, HeyGen. She sounds a lot like me because that's my voice. And in Canva, I could just record my voice, right? And then I made all of the images, the little video images. So really, it from the script took me about 10 minutes to make this video. So as I said, quite a bit easier than it has been in the past. Okay, so just remember, AI should not be the final decision maker. You need to know, the best way to do it is I read what it gives me out loud. Does it sound like you? Is it accurate? Is it too polished? Is it missing anything important that you want to get across? Is it useful to your audience? And would you actually say that? So this is the final pass where your voice stays intact. Now, I want to jump into ChatGPT quickly here and show you what I'm talking about and where to put all those things that I was talking about. So when you log into ChatGPT and you'll see it says new chat, I recommend to my clients, if you are trying to train ChatGPT on your business, again, this could be whatever AI tool you're using, very similar process. You're going to start a new project and call it my business. Obviously, you would name it your business. So when you go to create a new project, you over here on the left, you'll see projects. You just click on new project, create a project name. You would put your business name, or you could put whatever you want to make this project about. For a lot of my clients, having a project that is their business is a great place to start. You can always make additional projects, but you can't make another project inside a project. So this, I think, is a great way to easily start. Call it whatever you want to call it. So that's your project. So that instead of my business, that would be your, whatever your business is, the name of your business. So this is a brand new project. You look at it, this is where your chats would be. Anything that you're talking to chat about, you have to see a list of chats. You're also going to see this little button here that says sources. This is where you're going to give ChatGPT content about your brand. If you're using the free version, you can only give it 5 documents. If you're using the paid version, I think you can give it 20, and then it goes up on how much you're paying. But it doesn't matter. All you're going to give it is the most important things about your business that goes overarching over everything that you're going to do in this project. So I would give it your website copy. If you're using the free version, you cannot give it a link. So just copy and paste it into a Word doc or a PDF. So it knows about your business. Maybe it's your homepage and your about page, your services page. Put that all in, one document, counts as one document. Then I would give it your brand, your logos, your colors, the fonts that you use. Give it the tone that you want talking. Is it friendly, conversational? Is it professional? Make that a little document and tell it what tones and terms you don't ever want it to use. Some of the things that I talked about previous. So give it 5 documents, talk all about your brand. And then once you've got your source in there, so you're giving, that's the information about your business. This is the first chat that I want you to have with it. Give me, review the sources and give me a business overview for my business. That gives you a document now that if you want to use another AI, you've got a document that really talks about you. You can always go in and edit it. That's the beauty of using it as a team member and an assistant. You can always add to your sources. You can delete one, add a new one. It keeps it consistent. And then you start asking it things, but it's already got all this information about you. So here's the part where I really love opening it up and asking for volunteers. I want to show you how I would take a question and ask ChatGPT. It's going to rely on my business and SCORE, my client SCORE, but it also knows a little bit about you because it knows about the type of attendees I have. So it's probably going to give some, even if you're very specific, it's probably going to give some pretty good information on what type of things would work for your industry. So let me get some volunteers. Start posting, please, in chat what your industry is and what you would like to see a post about. Is it social media? Is it a video script? Is it a blog? Is it a newsletter? Let me see some of you in chat. This is not the time to be shy. This is a time that we can actually work together. Okay, perfect, thank you. I see Andrea's already saying healthcare. So Andrea, what type of content do you want? Do you want a blog post? Do you want a social media post? A short video? Let's see here. Okay, so I see one. Business coach looking for LinkedIn posts for small business owners. Okay. So this AI knows me. I've been working with it for years. So it's probably going to do okay. But that amount of information is very short. If you're doing this for yourself, you can give it a lot more information. So I'm going to start with, good morning. I'm always polite to it. I can't help myself. I have a webinar attendee. Looking for, and then I'm just copying and pasting what you put in chat. Business coach looking for a LinkedIn post for small business owners. So I'm just going to hit send prompt. So it's thinking. Good morning. Here's a LinkedIn post your attendee can use. Small business owners can feel lonely, but it doesn't have to be. Many business owners are making big decisions every day without a sounding board. Should you raise your prices, hire help, change your offer, follow up on that lead, finally get serious about your marketing? A business coach can help you slow down, sort through the noise, and make decisions with more clarity and confidence. That's really good, I think. So let me know in chat, did you like that? So this is she's saying that's brilliant. I agree. And this is using such a minuscule amount of information. Can you imagine if you were doing this in your own account and it knew about you, it knew who your audience was, what demographics, what industries is your audience as a business coach? But this is amazing from that very, very small piece of information we gave it. Now, yes, it knows what I'm looking for to be helpful to my attendees, but that did pretty good. So how would I use that? So I have it now as a post. I have the headline. So now I would go into Canva and create that social media post on this topic. Again, you're not going to put all of this in the graphic. You're going to put all of that in the description in your social media post. So I'm just going to copy and paste. And then I'm going to go into Canva. If we said we wanted to create a social media post, I use these little buttons. They are just shortcuts. Click on one, and I'm going to say I want to do an Instagram post. When you click on the proportions you want, that's your Instagram post. And you can see over here on the left, that is the template that I use for the sample that I showed you earlier. So we can go ahead and use that same one, and I'll show you how I customize that. So I'm going to click on that. Now, this is where I want to have that headline that I just copied from ChatGPT. So all I do is just copy and paste that in. Small business ownership can feel lonely, but it doesn't have to be. Now, this gal, she's okay, but maybe you want to have a picture of you. Maybe you want to have a picture of somebody else. Canva has a lot of stock images. You might have your own images, but if you do, you still have to upload them to Canva, and they have a simple upload section over here, and you just upload your images. So we can see if I have some images. Here, we can take Amin, who is talking. If I take that. Now that is just a screenshot from the video that you saw, so not really going to work, but I could take the background away. Let's see if I can make that work. Canva has so many of these tools that make it really amazing to create content, and these are real professional tools, taking that background away. So I want to put him where that gal is. So I leave her there for a few minutes just so I can get the sizing right. And I like that it left that lower third with his title on it. So I know I can get rid of that because now I've already got what he's going to be. So I just need to get him to fit in without going beyond. Perfect. Now she is a lot bigger than he is, but like I said, I can customize anything in here. So we're just going to make her go away. Now, I would put, instead of Olivia Wilson on that text, I'm just going to change it to SCORE. I'll put SCORE Mentor. SCORE Mentors. Now I want this text to be a little bit smaller just so I can read SCORE Mentors. And all I have to do is click on it and resize it. Then I can just lift that up, and I like how it's got a little bit of gradation shading on it. That's what I'm talking about, that professional designers created these templates, but there's a lot of blank space there. So what could you put there? Well, I could make this stuff bigger. I'm just going to bring these up, make that a little bit bigger. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Just click on it and I adjust the text right here. Look at that, looks pretty good. Amin sitting there with his title on. Perfect. And what did that take us? Just a few minutes. Now, I do want to go back into the actual content that it gave you. So remember, you would just use that as the image, and then you would copy the body copy and put that in the description for your post. But look what it did. It ended with that soft call to action. What is one business decision you're currently trying to work through? That's kind of genius, because what does that do? It ends your post with an invitation for somebody to answer. It's a question, and you're asking for an opinion, and we've all got opinions. We kind of all like to share them. So there's a really good chance that your post might get some engagement there, because people are like, what business decision are you current? Oh, and they type it in. And what happens then? Well, the algorithm sees engagement, and then you would engage back and keeps it going. And algorithms love that. But ChatGPT knew that from, working with me over a couple of years now, that's the type of posts I want it to give to my attendees. If your ChatGPT doesn't give you that, remind it. Say, hey, ask a question at the end, or let's end with a soft call to action to try to get more engagement. I also ask it, what more information can I give you, chat, to make your responses better? I talk to it and it will learn. Okay. All right. So I see another one here. So Monica. Okay. I put great. Now I have another attendee asking, and I'm just copying, pasting what you put. Small business ownership can feel, oh, sorry, I put the wrong thing. So then I'm just going to hit stop. I'm going to put, sorry, I pasted the wrong thing. Sometimes copy and paste from chat doesn't work. Let's see if that works. Here's the question. So Monica's asking for, she has boutique artistic clothing. How can she find new niche clients? No problem. Here's a helpful answer. For boutique artistic clothing, the key is to stop trying to reach everybody who likes fashion and get very specific about who is most likely to wear or to love wearable art. That can start by identifying niche client groups such as art lovers and gallery attendees, people who already value creativity, women who attend events, think fundraisers, gallery openings, conferences, creative professionals, artists, interior designers, musicians, gift buyers, people looking for special, meaningful gift, travel and resort shoppers. A good LinkedIn or social post could say, not everyone's looking for clothing that blends in. Some people want pieces that feel creative, expressive, and personal. That's a great post, but that wasn't entirely what I think would help Monica. I think we need to know how Monica can promote her brand. So she chat's saying, create posts around where to wear it. I'm going to say, give me specific tips to help promote that brand. This is how you can take something it's given you and go further with it. Absolutely. For boutique artistic clothing, the promotion should focus less on buy this outfit and more on identity, occasions, story, and community. Define the niche client clearly, right? Show where to wear the pieces. Many people need help imagining the outfit in real life. Create posts like what to wear to an art walk. I love that idea. A statement piece for your next fundraiser. I love that idea. Tell the story behind each piece. Boutique artistic clothing needs storytelling. Share what inspired the piece. This is where video could be so important. How it's made. Show that process. The piece started with the colors of a desert sunset and became a jacket for women who like their clothing to have a little more conversation built in. These are great ideas. And look how fast we got this from a really small prompt. Imagine if you train it, what you can get for your business. Okay, let's see if we have a few more here. Okay, so this says, Elizabeth is saying flooring, flash, flooring and installation. Okay, I'm putting, everyone loves this. I'm putting, everyone is loving this. Thanks. Now 1-4. Here's an instrument. New floors can completely change the way a room feels. Whether you're updating one room, refreshing your home before selling, or finally replacing flooring that's seen better days, professional installation makes a big difference. Here's a few alternate hooks that they could use. Your floor sets the tone for the whole room. I don't know whether flash flooring is an industry term or whether it's the name of your business, but it makes me think of a rapid fire video showing different floors. So let's ask Chad about that. Makes me think about a short video with rapid fire shots of the different, I could spell, types of floor in the same room. What do you think? Sometimes I will ask it what it thinks. It says hang tight. It's thinking. Well, I asked it to think. It goes, yes, that's a great idea. You know, sometimes it's overly complimentary, but I don't care. I take the compliment when I can get it. It feels modern, visual, and very Instagram friendly. And I do agree. Something like that, rapid fire, same room, just the floors are changing. I love that idea, especially for flooring because people instantly understand the transformation when they see the same room changing styles quickly. Why it works, fast pattern, shows options quickly, helps client picture future possibilities. Simple concept, same room shot, rapidly switch the flooring style every second or so. Actually could be quicker than a second, whatever feels right for you visually on something like that. From empty room, current floor, light oak, dark wood, gray tone plank, warm tone, luxury tile. Great on-screen hook ideas. One room, different floors, big difference. Same room, new look every second. Caption ideas, same room, totally different feel. A few tips. Keep it very short, 100% agree. Use quick cuts or beat-based transitions. What is a beat-based transition? That means that the image change on the beat of the music. Canva, luckily, has something that you can do with that. So if I go to Canva and I click Instagram story, because we're going to make a vertical video, and we're going to put flooring. Let's see if it has anything. Flooring services, not exactly what I'm looking for, but we're just going to pick one here. And then we're just going to add, just for example, I'm just going to duplicate this page a couple of times. And then if I swapped out this image, so say we had the same floor, right? Same room, 3 different floors. So I'm just going to swap out the images just so I can show you an example. So we're just going to drag in this. Oh, come on here. There we go. Whoop. Sometimes you have to drag it in so you can see it fall into that space. We want it to go, what's happening? There we go. Okay, so we see the flooring, that's good. And then I'll need one on this side. Let's see if we have another photo that we like. Perfect. And you just drag it in, and sometimes the magic works. And there we go. Okay, and I'm just gonna move him over a little bit so I can see. So in theory, you would go from this to this to this. I'm going to edit this, right? Because we want to add some music. So if I go to elements, I'm going to go to audio. And when you're picking music in Canva, just like I was talking about, you have to read the fine print, know that you have to use them for commercial use. Some of their music is for commercial use, some is it for personal use. So we look at this and that says commercial use allowed. So that's great. But maybe we go down here to this one and it says popular music, only personal use. So you just want to double check by clicking on the little 3 dots next to everyone. So if I check on this one, commercial use allowed. Okay, so we're just going to click on this one and we're going to, right there it says drop the music. And if I click play on that, we're gonna, it's 5 seconds each. I want it to go to like 2 seconds each. And then I'll hit the play button. Let's see. That was longer than 2 seconds. So I will have, it said each, I'm gonna actually go to each one and make it 2 seconds. And it would have done it if I said apply to all 3 pages. There we go. And then play it now. And you can see that that change happened on the beat of the music. So that's what I'm talking about, syncing it to the beat. Okay, I see a couple more questions. Let's see, they're saying love that. Perfect. Okay, let's see if we have any more questions. Do you want to see something in ChatGPT? Do you want to see something in Canva? Go ahead and post in chat if there's something specific that you want to see. Oh, okay, let's put a barista. I'll do this one really quickly. I'll put a home baker. Brand new. I'm going to put how to introduce your business. So we call that brand awareness. First, you got to get people to know you, to recognize you online or in person. If you're a home-based business, do not forget about the amazing potential for networking and in-person networking and being a part of your community, because your home-based business, I would absolutely put a big focus on that. Okay. As for a brand new home baker, the first post should feel warm, personal, and inviting. The goal is not to, I sell baked goods, but here's who I am, what I make, and how you can order. Hi friends, I'm excited to officially introduce my new home bakery. What started out as love for baking for family, friends, and special occasions grew into something I'm so happy to share with you. This is great. This gives you not just the content, usable content, but why you're starting with something like that. A few specific tips for your first week. Post a photo of the baker, not just the baked goods. People love buying from a person, especially with a home-based business. Show 3 to 5 signature items. Don't overwhelm people with a huge menu. Use simple calls to action. Message me to order, taking weekend orders, comment menu. Whatever your business is, you can follow the same steps that we did today. But I would absolutely start with letting ChatGPT know as much as you can about your business, so that when it's giving you information back, you work with it to fine tune it. I'm getting great responses from it in this demo today because I've worked with it for years in the type of helpful responses I want it to give to my clients. And today you're here in my webinar, we're here together. I want it to work well for you. And I want you to learn to train your own AI tools so that they give you an amazing quality of content that you're going to put your own experience and expertise on top of. All right, so pop back into Canva for a minute. Wow, we've had a great webinar today. I just want to follow you up with letting you know that I have many more SCORE webinars. You will get a copy of the presentation. You can always sign up for my newsletter. I love our time together, and we've got just a minute. If you have any extra questions, go ahead and post in chat. Love to connect with you on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I'm Ronnie Ramus, and on all other social, I'm under my business name, which is Harmony 3 Productions. Thanks
Thank you very much, Ronnie.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.